Hello and happy Monday. Welcome back to another weekly market update. Zoe is here with me, at least for a minute. And I don't know why we're outside. It's 113, I believe. So a little toasty, but I'm kind of sick of my office background. So for now, this is going to work. So I'm starting with some good news, sharing with you that we actually had, when we look at our income increases in the Phoenix area, we've had a 4.4% increase year over year in our incomes. And that is good news because it keeps home ownership affordable for people. And I talked probably last week or the week before about affordability and how we have stayed in a very affordable range, although our prices have continued to go up. And we are more affordable than many places in the US. This is probably one of those reasons because we've had this income growth. So although, there are many people unemployed and there's a lot going on that's different because of the pandemic right now, we have had that year over year increase of 4.4%. So that's awesome news. Also, there have been reports of some new jobs coming to the Phoenix area. Amazon's hiring, I think, 500 people for a new facility. There is a mattress company coming to Goodyear that's hiring 300 people. I think a metals company hiring like 200 people or so. CVS is going to be hiring 300 people. So there's a lot of hiring going on. So if you or someone you know are looking for employment right now, check the job boards because there is a lot that has been coming and kind of popping up here in Phoenix. So that is my good news. On the housing front, not much has changed as far as being a seller's market, and nothing will change over a week probably unless something catastrophic happens, but just keeping you posted on what's going on. There's two cities that we've seen start to kind of back off the seller's market. Now, this does not mean that they're balanced, and it does not mean that it's a buyer's market, but they've just softened a little bit. And those two cities are Tempe and Maricopa. You probably won't see much of a difference if you are trying to buy or sell a house in those cities. It's not going to be really noticeable, but when we look at the numbers, you can see that those two cities have kind of softened a little bit. A few cities have gone further in the direction of sellers, most notably Cave Creek, Fountain Hills, Scottsdale, and Paradise Valley. So those four places have continued to move further into a seller's market because we're lacking inventory in those areas and that demand has stayed strong. So those are four areas that if you are looking to buy in, it's not changing tides anytime soon for you. So we're still also seeing a lot of homes selling over list price. I talked about this last week. What I said last week was there's 33% of sales in August had sold over the asking price, and that median number was about $5,000 over asking. What I'm telling you today is 34% of sales in Phoenix in August have sold over asking price. So we went up 1% in the last week, and that median number over asking price is still about $5,000. If you drill down and really look at the price ranges, that's where it changes, that median number over the list price. In some price ranges, it's much higher. So like in over $1 million price range, the median amount over the asking price that we're seeing people pay is $55,000. So very different than what we're seeing in the $200,000 to $400,000 range. That number stays around $5,000 over asking price as a median number. We did see that the majority of the homes that are selling over asking price, and I think I mentioned this last week, are in the price ranges of $200,000 to $250,000. Makes a lot of sense. It's very competitive in those price ranges. We have lots of buyers making offers, and so that really bids up the asking price, and ultimately 45% of homes that sell in that price range are selling over the asking price. So that is what is going on. One thing I do want to talk about, because I talk a lot about prices going up and I talk a lot about affordability, and those are all really scary things, but I do want to put something into your mind. It's scary if you're a buyer, right? You're thinking about like, I don't want to pay so much money for a house right now. What if things come down? Well, as we analyze the market and look at these numbers and our number of supply and demand and that whole thing that I talk about all the time, we see that really these prices are going to probably continue to go up for another year. We're going to continue to see appreciation for probably another year. So as a buyer, it might be better to buy now because your home value is going to continue to go up. You don't want to buy and then have your home value go down right away, right? So buying at this time isn't the worst thing in the world because your interest rate can be low and you're going to continue to see appreciation probably over the next 12 months at least. And that whole prediction is really based on the supply and demand levels that we have and the amount of change it would have to take for us to go in the other direction to have housing prices fall. It would be pretty astronomical, and it would take at least a year, if not more, to get us in that direction because we are so far in the other direction right now. So that's a little bit of background on how they're kind of coming to that conclusion. But if that helps you at all as a buyer, knowing that if you're buying now isn't the worst thing in the world because your home value should, most likely will go up over the next year. So at least you're not buying at the end and then, you know, home values go down or whatnot. So I hope that is helpful. And as always, if you have any questions or want some more guidance on your specific situation, you can reach out anytime. Hope everybody has a good week, and say bye to Zoe.